Well, the LC500 is back on the channel, and this time we have it in copper crest and a convertible. So let's see what kind of updates they've done to this thing. Most of them are inside, but the last one we had was the hybrid. This is the V8, and it sounds great. The LC500 has a 5.0 liter V8 putting out 471 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque. You got a 10-speed automatic transmission getting 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. The fuel economy is actually pretty decent. You're gonna get 15 in the city, you get 25 on the highway, for an average of 18 miles per gallon, but we have been averaging a lot better than that. We're in that 23 to 25 mile per gallon range. Now let's take a look at the trunk space. They did something really unique with opening this trunk. You have a little button right here on the side of the taillight, opens up that trunk, and there you have a full 3.4 cubic feet of space. No, there is not a lot of space back here. You do get a few little items back here, and there is your battery if you wondered where the battery was at. And that's just about it. Now, normally this would be the section where I would go into the inside, I would show you the inside, and then I would crawl into the back seat, show you how much space there is. But I am not going to do that with this one, mostly because you cannot get in the back seat of this one. You can see the seats are all the way back up against the rear seats, so there's no way of sitting back there anyway, so no adult is going to be able to get back there, and a very, very small child is still probably not going to fit back there. So don't expect to get this if you have more than 2 of you in the family, basically. All right, so this is a Bespoke edition. This has been ordered specifically this way. So they ordered this with this white and blue interior. It's not my favorite, but the materials in here are amazing. They feel great. Everything feels really comfortable. I really like the way this leather feels, and this material down in here, I am not sure what it is, but it almost kind of feels like a textured, rubberized, soft material. This one also did get the carbon fiber door sill plates, so that's nice. Let's hop on in and take a little closer look, because this is where all the updates came. Okay, so nothing has changed on the steering wheel. Steering wheel's still the same. All of your driver assistance features are on this side, and your stereo and voice control is all on this side. This is one of the coolest driver's displays in a vehicle that I've seen. And I was amazed at the first LC500 that we had last year. Check that out on the channel. That was Nori Green, and that was the hybrid. If you're interested in the hybrid, I'm sure not a whole lot's changed other than the interior that we're going to talk about here in just a few minutes. But this dash, you can change a lot of stuff there in that center part of the cluster. But what is cool is if you want to change and see a bigger view of what you're looking at there in the middle, you can press the little menu button on the steering wheel, and that slides over, and then it gives you all of this information here with all your settings. So you can turn on and off your lane keep assist, which is nice, or lane trace assist they call it. So you've got the basically lane centering, and then it also has the curve reduction in speed, which is another safety feature, a whole bunch of safety features. You can turn all this stuff on and off. You do also have a heads-up display, which you probably cannot see right now. Maybe we'll be able to get a better view of it later. So then you can menu through all of this stuff. So there's a bigger view of what we were looking at in the center, compass, Android Auto, and then there you can set it up so you can see your driver assistance on there. If you go back to the information spot, that's where you can change things and see just different views of little things. Oil temperature, G-forces, which is pretty cool. Gear position, tire pressures, and then back to your mile per gallon and that information. And we just press the button and boom, it slides back over and you go back to your normal screen. So that is one of my favorite things. Odometer's over here with your trip and your gas and your temperature on that side. On the other side, you do have your outside temperature and then your oil pressures. So, or your oil temperature. All right. So now we're going to move over, and here is your mode button. It's right here, same as previous, but this is the big thing, and that's this 12.3 inch screen that is now in here. It is running on the same system that Toyota and Lexus now use in everything else. So it is now up to date, which is something we've really been asking for in this car. It's one thing that was a downfall last time when we had it. It had the trackpad system that was down here that you had to use. This is way better. Screen looks great. It's nice and bright. You do have plenty of functions in here. This is going to be your history of your trip information, and then you've got current and the history. So go into your settings, and this is where you can go through and change plenty of information that you want to look at. You do have vehicle customization, so you can go in there and change your lights, your doors, your seats moving around, custom drive modes, which is pretty cool because you can set this up that I want to drive in power mode. I want my chassis to be comfortable, and then air conditioning, I want that to be on normal or eco, whatever you want. So that's pretty cool that you can change those type of things, which is really fun. Come back here, you do have your vents right here, and you do have these switches. The last time that I was in here, this is one thing that I had a complaint about, was where this water bottle situation is, your cup holder, because if you have a bigger bottle like this one and you set it down in here, now you're blocking some of the switches. Now I can see them okay, and I can move my bottle around if I need to, but the problem was if we had a bigger cup and we would set it down in here, you would hit the buttons, and like then I just hit the button putting it in there and change the temperature. So that's something to consider. I would really like that to be moved back a little bit farther, or relocated somehow. You can see right here, it does have a badge that says Lexus LC Bespoke build. Looking over here, you do have a glove box, and you've got a button right here, and that drops that glove box down, but you can see it is very, very tiny. Not a whole lot of room in there. Here's this interior a little bit more. The seats, of course, are powered with lumbar and everything else, and they feel amazing. These are some of the most comfortable seats that I have ever been in, except for maybe some Volvo seats. They look hard, they look stiff, they look like they would be uncomfortable, but once you get in here, it feels like they're contoured for your body. You just feel amazing while you're driving. So just see those seats and be like, yeah, I want to ride in those all day. We come back here, and you do have a camera view button right here. There's a reverse camera. It actually looks really good in here. I like that you also have a 360 on this one. If we follow on back with our buttons here, you've got your stereo, so you got power and volume right there. You can tune right here, and then you also can skip your tracks right there. This is a quick button for your heated seats, so you can hit that real quick, and that will just pop that right up on there. You can choose what you want to do with your seats. You can set them on auto if you'd like, and then we'll go back here, and here is where the fun happens. Slide this back, same little weird spot, and I just put my keys in there for right now. So you flip this up, and this is for your convertible top, and you just pull it down and hold it just like this. You hold that button up and it rolls all the windows up. All right, come on back here, and you do have a center console. Not very big. I've got some sunglasses, some safety glasses and stuff in there, but it's okay size. But that's really it. So you got rid of the trackpad. We got this awesome big screen up here now, and it just makes everything feel great. You've got your climate control buttons right here, so you don't have to do everything up here, although you can function some things up there. But this is the biggest problem, I think, is this cup holder right here, and that's about it. That's all I can find wrong with this car. So there's a lot of things you cannot get on this convertible, and one of the biggest things is the rear steer. You can't get that because of the mechanics of the convertible. It doesn't leave a lot of room for some other mechanical stuff that you might want on there. And I believe that some of the active dampering and stuff like that is not as good as the coupe versions. So that is something to consider. So if you are looking at these, just know that there are going to be some things that you cannot get with the convertible. So now I think it's time for me to probably disappoint you a little bit, although you may be kind of expecting it. Let's hear about the pricing on this car. The LC500 Coupe is going to start at $99,800. The LC500 Convertible starts at $107,300. And this one, which is, as I mentioned earlier, a bespoke edition, a specially ordered one, with all the options that they chose and the destination fee, this one comes in at $117,755. All right, let's go take this for a drive and let's have a little fun. Let's go. Oh yeah, listen to that. That's awesome. Wow. Yeah, that's quite impressive. I'm really enjoying riding in this thing, and driving this for this week is just awesome. This car is one of my favorite cars ever. If I could ever afford one, I would love to have one, and I would drive it every day because I don't buy stuff to sit in my garage. But then you also have a lot of other cars that are around this same price point. And what is worth it and what isn't? To me, this is worth it. Now, I would probably get the hybrid version because I can get another 10 miles per gallon out of the hybrid and get the same amount of power and speed, very close to the same amount of power and speed as you get out of this V8. But if you are a V8 person and just love the sound of this, just awesome. You can't go wrong with this car. The seats are amazing. They feel great. The car is just smooth, just glides down the road. I don't know what else you would want. They fixed all of the interior, which was the problem that most people were having with this car. Why it wasn't updated yet? Well, now it is. Now it is almost the perfect car. What would make it a perfect car is to move the cup holder. Move the cup holder somewhere else, and this would be the perfect car. I love it. It is just awesome, and it sounds amazing. Woohoo! A lot of power out of this thing. This is amazing. All right, we are going to turn around up here. Maybe we'll have a chance to do a 0 to 60 real quick, kind of a busier highway than I'm usually on. 1, 2, 3, go. Here we go. Yeah. Oh man, we're way past 60. That's all I can tell you. Man, this thing is a beast. I love this car. Wow. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get more cars like this one. This is just amazing. I can get these cars and I can bring them to you and tell you all about them and why you should and shouldn't buy them. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Then click on one of the videos that's on the screen right now, because that's the next one that I think you're going to like, and probably YouTube thinks you're going to like it also. So I will see you in the next one. Yeah! Woo!